All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to test a little bit to make sure our mics aren't too loud. It looks like we're doing all right. This is Adam Presswood getting ready to come at you live from Ellsbury's High School Gymnasium alongside my new partner, my cameraman, and my co-host, if you will, my youngest brother, Chris Presswood. We were about 3 minutes away from the start of this one. They've reset the clock already to 10 minutes. I did hear something about Warrenton being delayed and still being on their way. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. So worst case scenario, we're going on the air a little early and giving the lineups a little early. We've had bigger foul ups, so we're going to go ahead and stick with you. Tonight is a doubleheader, the first doubleheader of the season. 5:30 is the scheduled time for the Ellsbury Lady Indians to square off against Warrenton, and then they will be followed, of course, by the boys sometime around 7, we hope, but with this delay it might be a little bit later. I'm going to go through the lineups, starting first with Warrenton's girls. We're going to see, and I don't have the information on who's starting for them and who's not, but we're going to see in some combination. Number 1, Lexi Frederick, a 5'6" sophomore guard. Number 2, Riley Cox, a 5'7" senior guard. Number 4, Brooke Smith, a 5'11" sophomore guard. Number 5, Allison Tanioli, and I apologize if I mispronounced that. She is a 5'10" junior forward. Number 10, Ashton Dixon, a 5'9" senior guard. Number 14, Morgan Fry, a 5'10" freshman forward. Number 24, Miranda Nelson, a 5'10" sophomore center. Number 33, Malaya Payne, a 5'10" freshman forward. Number 34, Allie Gerard, a 5'8" freshman guard. And number 54, Kayla Nelson, a 6'1" senior center. And now the clock is reset at 12 minutes. For Ellsbury, the entire lineup is number 2, Kaylee Martin, a 5'4" senior guard. Number 10, Claire Henry, a 5'10" junior forward. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler, a 5'7" freshman guard. Number 15, Josie Horn, a 5'8" junior guard. Number 20, Sydney Pickard, a 5'8" senior guard and forward. Number 24, Tess Weekly, a 5'6" junior guard. Number 25, Megan Hagemeyer, a 5'9" junior forward. Number 32, Madison Kinsler, a 5'7" senior guard. Number 41, Anna St. Pierre, a 5'8" senior forward. And number 43, Tyra Henderson, a 5'7" freshman guard and forward. Starting for Ellsbury will be number 2, Kaylee Martin. Number 24, Tess Weekly. Number 25, Megan Hagemeyer. Number 32, Madison Kinsler. And number 41, Anna St. Pierre. The head coach of the Ellsbury Lady Indians is Carrie Koch-Dowell. The head coach for Warrenton's girls is Greg Williams. So since I am still unsure as to whether all of the players are here and whether we're getting ready to start or not, I'm going to cut away for some messages from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back with you just as soon as that makes sense.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
Oh, hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird luck showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the megabanks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, fans, this is Adam Presswood, and as you can see, Warrenton has made it, and we're basically starting from scratch. We've got about 9.5 minutes remaining until game time. So since both teams are warming up and we've already made it through the commercials once, we're going to have some radio silence, if you will, for about 7 minutes, and we'll rejoin you with about 2 minutes left of warm-ups. In the meantime, once again, this is Adam Presswood. My brother Chris and I coming at you live from Ellsbury's High School Gymnasium. We'll be back in a bit. All right, fans, we're back. Things have gotten a little quiet here at Ellsbury. About 1:04 remaining in warm-ups. I don't know if they'll let that clock run all the way down or not. Looks like they're gonna. No, they're gonna stop it at 58, and we've got 8 minutes on the clock. Bear with us, as I don't know if they're going to run a national anthem or not. We'll do the best we can. And we continue to have some camera. Okay, so they did run a national anthem, and we are back. All right, the starting lineup for Warrenton. Number 2, Riley Cox. Number 4, Brooke Smith. Number 10, Ashton Dixon. Number 14, Morgan Fry. And number 54, Kayla Nelson. And for our Ellsbury Lady Indians, number 2, Kaylee Martin. Number 24, Tess Weekly. Number 25, Megan Hagemeyer. Number 32, Madison Kinsler. And number 41, Anna St. Pierre. All right, we're ready to go. About 20 minutes later than scheduled, but things happen, and Megan Hagemeyer steps to the line to jump against the 6'1" Kayla Nelson from Warrenton. And Nelson controls the tip-off, and it's Warrenton's basketball on the outside. They wanted the 3, a nice no-look bounce pass inside. The shot off the glass is no good, but the whistle. That's going to go against number 41, Anna St. Pierre, and it'll send Nelson to the stripe already. Nelson misses the first, so it may have been a smart foul. She hits the second. It's 1-0 Warrenton as Tess Weekly inbounds to Hagemeyer in the backcourt for Ellsbury. Inbounds to Kinsler. I'm sorry, Hagemeyer was at the timeline. Hagemeyer stuck on the outside. The pass intended for Kinsler ends up in the hands of number 2, Riley Cox. Cox inside to Nelson. Nelson double teamed, and Tess Weekly gets her hands on it and forces the jump ball. It's going to go Ellsbury's way. Almost the exact same play as Weekly gets it to Hagemeyer at the timeline, and Weekly is stuck out there by herself. The pass to Kinsler nearly broken up, but Madison has it. She can go nowhere but right into the hands of Kaylee Martin on the outside, and that's as close as Ellsbury's gotten to the basket all night. There's a pass meant for Hagemeyer. Warrenton deflects it, and after several false starts, they hang on, so a turnover for Ellsbury, and to the glass. No, she kicks it back out. Warrenton for 3, it's no good. Rebounded by Weekly. Watching Warrenton in warm-ups, this is not exactly the game I expected to see them play. And Weekly tried to take it all the way in and ran right into some tall timber. Warrenton gets it back, and here comes Riley Cox. There's the pass to Dixon. Dixon gives it right back. Inside to Nelson, broken up by Ellsbury. Here comes Madison Kinsler. No, she slows down, lets everybody go on by, and gets it right back into the hands of Weekly. Weekly now to Kinsler. Kinsler makes it to the top of the key before passing to Martin over on the right side. Martin nearly loses it, but got it back to Tess Weekly in time. Dangerous cross-court pass. Ellsbury hangs on. Weekly for 3, no good. Rebounded by Warrenton.
Got a good shot.
Dixon and Cox resetting things on the outside and slowing it back down. Cox for 3, it's off the back. Warrenton has their own rebound. Inside to Nelson, who spins. The baby hook is no good. Say red number 4, I think, Brooke Smith, her first. Anna St. Pierre takes a seat as number 43, Tyra Henderson, checks in for Ellsbury. Oh, another pass inside for Hagemeyer, broken up by Nelson, and I think Hagemeyer reached in on that one. Let's see. Yeah, Hagemeyer's first.
Ellsbury's making some dangerous passes.
Despite all of these turnovers, it's still just 1-0, so Warrenton's not converting on their opportunities. Inside to Nelson, she kicks it back out. Boy, they can work that basketball, my goodness. Dixon stepped in for the long 2, it was no good. Nelson got the rebound and the putback. I believe that was Nelson. At 6'1", I shouldn't have to guess.
She's definitely a presence.
Out of bounds, last touch by Warrenton. Into the game for Ellsbury, numbers 33. Excuse me, into the game for Warrenton, numbers 33 and 1, Lexi Frederick and Malaya Payne. And the ball's knocked out of Tess Weekly's hands. Last touched by Warrenton will get it back. Kinsler swings over to the left side and finds Weekly again, but Weekly's got nowhere to go. Still with nowhere to go. You can see she's angry. Nobody's getting over there to help. And there's a timeout. 30-second timeout taken by Ellsbury. We'll be right back.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, back now with about 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first. It's a 3-0 lead for Warrenton. Ellsbury inbounds at half court, and Weekly left all alone again. Riley Cox has quick enough hands that that's dangerous. And Weekly called for palming, which is something you don't see a lot of.
She did.
Kaylee Martin called for the foul. That was completely unintentional, a little bit of a hip bump as she slid over to apply pressure, but it happens.
There we go.
Madison Kinsler doing everything she can to break up that pass, but she travels in the process.
Looked like she might have gotten a shove to help that travel.
Number 4 checks in for Warrenton, Brooke Smith. Number 1, Lexi Frederick, takes a seat. On the baseline is Warrenton, the dribble and the shot off the glass, no good. They get their own rebound for 3. I didn't think that was going to go anywhere. They didn't sink any in warm-ups that I saw. And everybody's on the floor. The jump ball favors Ellsbury. I interrupted you. What did you say?
No, looked like Ellsbury had switched to a zone defense.
All right, Kaylee Martin now on the outside. I don't know. We've got to find a way to stop leaving people alone 30 feet away from the basket. It almost results in a turnover every time. Still a 3-0 Warrenton lead, and Warrenton with possession on the outside. Into Nelson. Nelson off the glass makes it 5-0. That's a foul against Madison Kinsler, and it's going to send the ball back the other way. Kinsler is out, and I believe Claire Henry just came in for her. Cox finds Frederick over on the right side. Frederick passes to no one. Weekly has it. It's 3-on-1 almost.
Nice job.
She hangs in there and lays it in, cutting the lead to 3.
She traveled.
Oh, about 6 steps with the ball. It's NBA rules, apparently. Just like that, Warrenton's back up 7-2. And Josie Horn is getting ready to check in. Kaylee Martin with the ball now for Ellsbury, finds Henderson on the right side. Henderson. Hang on just a second. That is a foul on Warrenton, number 33, Malaya Payne. Tess Weekly's going to have a seat. That's not who I expected to come out when Horn went in. Hagemeyer to the basket, no good. And where were our rebounders? Tyra Henderson went up against Nelson for that rebound. That was a mismatch to say the least. Boy, they can work that basketball. My gosh. And I was just going to say, for a tall girl, Nelson is so comfortable along the baseline, but she stepped out just before I was going to say it, so. Out of bounds, last touched by Warrenton. Megan Hagemeyer comes out. I think Anna St. Pierre went back in for her. And number 33, Malaya Payne, comes in for Warrenton, and Nelson surprisingly has a seat.
Now would be the time for Ellsbury to do something.
Not that.
And they turned it over.
Cox all the way to the basket. It's no good. Warrenton with the rebound. Frederick on the outside wanted the three. I'm surprised. Off the glass is number 14, Morgan Fry. So even without Nelson, their ball handling doesn't change. That's quick interior passing. That's a foul against number 1, Lexi Frederick, for Warrenton.
Definitely has not been a good opening quarter for Ellsbury.
There's the inbounds pass to Martin. Martin wanted to take it all the way in, and it's an Ellsbury turnover. Here comes Frederick to the glass. She's hacked by St. Pierre, I think. Yes, number 41, Anna St. Pierre. Is going to send Frederick to the stripe. Chris, how do you beat that kind of ball movement? I mean, they're quick, and they don't get flustered. Anything that happens that's bad, they just kick it back out, most of the time without looking.
I don't know. It's been kind of tough. So far, Warrenton hasn't proven to be a perimeter shooting team. They just always seem to find a way to get the ball in the post to somebody that can score.
And as we had that conversation, Warrenton scored 2 from the stripe. It's 11-2. Henderson with the ball now for Ellsbury. Nice screen set by number 4, Tanisha Henderson, who looks like a, I was going to say she looks like Gulliver in the land of the Lilliputians out there, but I don't know. I might take some heat for that. I've taken heat for less. There's the buzzer with a fresh 8 minutes. The score 11-2. We'll be back.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
All right, we're back. Sometimes I try to read lips during those breaks to see what's being said, and other times I don't try at all. This was a time I didn't try. But Carrie is a mask when it comes to emotion like this during games. You can never really tell. She's not, for the most part, ever angry when things are not going well versus happy when they are. She's just very level, so I don't know that it would have done me any good to try to figure out the tone there. Warrenton now with possession on the outside. Nicely done by Ellsbury, but Warrenton hangs on. Better pressure, though, by the Lady Indians. There's the pass into Nelson, broken up. It's about time, and Henderson hangs on. 3-on-1. She's a 1.5 feet shorter than anybody that was anywhere near her, and somehow she kept her hands on that ball. And as I say that, Ellsbury turns the ball over. And there is Henderson again. I may have to eat my words. She is awesome so far and not at all fearful. Kinsler drives the baseline and is double teamed. She kicks it back out to Hagemeyer for the long two. It's off the front. Warrenton has it back.
Get on her, get on her.
All right, back to the combination of Dixon and Cox on the outside, top of the key and right. It's knocked out of bounds by Weekly. Number 33, Malaya Payne, back in for Warrenton as number 14, Morgan Fry, sits down. Oh, we had so many opportunities on an ill-timed bounce pass that got kicked away, but...
And they made a late call on it.
All right, Warrenton keeps it. Into Nelson in the high post. And Henderson gets her hands on it and forces the jump ball. My goodness. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler, checks in. Normally a JV player, but that's worked well for Ellsbury tonight because Henderson is normally, or at least Tanisha Henderson is normally a JV player, but I think she's earned her stripes here tonight. There's a pass to Tyra Henderson, and her pass back to Kinsler is broken up. Here comes Cox off the glass. No good. That's the second time she's hurried one off the glass and missed, but she drew the foul. Number 32, Madison Kinsler, charged with the foul.
If you watch Warrenton, they keep the ball on the perimeter, and that opens up a wide area in the paint for Nelson to do whatever she wants to do. Ellsbury's so focused on the outside, they're not paying attention to the inside, and so far Warrenton hasn't proven to be able to shoot from the outside.
Right, the only danger on the outside is their passing.
Right.
They're not going to take very many shots from there. The ones they take, they're not likely to make. Nicely done as Warrenton briefly had the rebound, but Ellsbury challenged. It's a 10-point lead nonetheless for Warrenton. And Tanisha Henderson brings it across. I'm impressed. Kinsler now to the top of the key into the high post. Actually, it's Kinsler to Kinsler. That's not going to work well for me. Kinsler to Kinsler and Henderson to Henderson. I'm bound to mess that up. And it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Warrenton. Number 1, Lexi Frederick checks in. All right, Kylie Kinsler has a seat. And Madison Kinsler with nowhere to go on the inbounds pass finds Martin. Martin with some nice ball faking and head movement there. Drives in and then kicks it back out to Kinsler. Kinsler to Henderson. And it's back in the hands of Martin. Briefly, she has it stripped. Warrenton hangs on. And here they come. Dangerous pass, and it's going to lead to a turnover. As Kaylee Martin dribbles off of her foot. And instead of saying, oh, why us? Coach Dow hops up and immediately says, Kaylee, nice hustle. I like that. I like that kind of coaching.
There you go.
All right, out of bounds. This time, this time Warrenton keeps it. I thought for sure we'd catch a break. The pass landed nowhere but Megan Hagemeyer's hands. And Martin brings it across the timeline. Number 2, Riley Cox, set to check back in for Warrenton. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Warrenton. Sydney Pickard checks in for Tyra Henderson. The pass to Tanisha Henderson is nearly lost, but she hangs on. Gets it into the hands of Pickard. Pickard with that hesitant left-handed dribble, and there's a turnover. Warrenton off the glass. They have not done well with that unchallenged layup, but they get the rebound and the putback, and Ellsbury takes another timeout, this one a full. We'll be back.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird looks showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, you fans at home are missing it. Our camera's not trained that way, but Coach Twellman's little girl is doing some cheers for us during the timeouts.
Meanwhile, Carrie Koch was slightly more animated in that timeout.
Could you read lips?
No, her back was to me, but body language says a lot.
Oh, and Henderson nearly lost it, bringing it across.
Another dangerous pass.
All right, Ellsbury's going to keep it. Pickard with nowhere to go finds Henderson. Henderson loses it, but then so does Warrenton.
And then Ellsbury loses it back.
I am not even going to try to call all of that. We've got a whistle, and the ball is going to go Warrenton's direction. But before all that, about 12 things happened in rapid succession. All right, Riley Cox now in the backcourt, finds Dixon. Dixon's going to take it in for the long two. It's off the front. Rebounded by Megan Hagemeyer and Kaylee Martin. But it'll be inbounded by Riley Cox. The breaks are not going Ellsbury's way. Nice pass into Nelson. Nelson against the double team, kicks it back out. Dixon for three, it's off the back. Hagemeyer with the rebound and with the elbows. Nobody wants to get close. Henderson with a high dribble, but hangs on. There's a blocking foul that's going to go against Cox. Hagemeyer with nowhere to go. She finally gets it into Martin, who gives it right back, and it's knocked out of her hands. That wasn't the play Hagemeyer wanted, I don't think. She looked a little frustrated with that. The foul goes against number 54. That's Nelson, and surprisingly, that's just her first, as she has a seat. Hagemeyer with the bounce pass into Claire Henry. It's nearly lost, but Ellsbury hangs on. And Henry will go to the stripe. The foul will go against number 2, Riley Cox. No, it won't. I thought I saw him say 2. They're saying 33, Malaya Payne. Henry sinks the first. And the second as well. Still a 10-point lead for Warrenton with just over 3 remaining in the half. And everybody had their hands on that. There's the whistle, and the jump ball favors Ellsbury this time. Henderson on the outside.
It's another scrap.
And Claire Henry well, I better not say that because I don't know if it was intentional, but there was a little bit of frustration and some shoving down there on the floor. And one of Warrenton's players hit the court a little bit harder than I thought was necessary, but this is basketball, not knitting class, so the layup attempt by Warrenton fails.
Now would be the time for Ellsbury to try to do something in the paint with Nelson sitting with her first foul.
Kaylee Martin has a seat as Tyra Henderson checks back in. Her sister, I don't think, has ever come out since going in the first time.
There they go.
Hagemeyer to the glass. That's going to go against number 33, Malaya Payne. That's her third already. And before Hagemeyer can shoot, Warrenton calls what I think is a full timeout. We'll be right back.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
It's a full, but we don't have time for another message from any of our sponsors. Out on the court now for Ellsbury, number 25, Megan Hagemeyer, number 4, Tanisha Henderson, number 20, Sydney Pickard, number 10, Claire Henry, and number 43, Tyra Henderson. And Hagemeyer has 2 shots coming to her.
And Nelson's getting ready to check back in.
And we didn't score in her absence, so I don't think.
Nope.
Hagemeyer misses the first shot off the back. Nelson comes in for Payne, who, as I said, has 3 already. Hagemeyer misses both. Madison Kinsler getting ready to check back in for Ellsbury as Warrenton stays on the perimeter.
Opens up a wide gap in the paint.
Nelson's layup was sloppy. I don't think she left her feet.
Gosh, dang it.
Here comes Cox. Reverse layup.
Nice.
That one didn't fail. She's missed 2 out of 3, but and just like that, Cox is hit with the foul, and it'll send number 4, Tanisha Henderson, to the stripe.
This is definitely not the shooting Ellsbury team we saw on Friday night.
No.
Or the free throw shooting team either. That's where games can be won and lost.
Nelson had it briefly and kicked it back out to Dixon. Dixon to Frederick, and Frederick gives it right back. Oh, and Frederick's pass is broken up. And here comes Madison Kinsler. The bounce pass to Henderson, and it's lost. That was about a 3-on-1 drive by Kinsler. It took some guts, but sometimes you can get ahead of yourself that way.
Yeah, she sent that pass about 2 seconds too late.
There's the whistle against number 43, Tyra Henderson. I think her first. It ought to be her first. Yes. Under 40 seconds as Frederick struggles to bring the ball across. Good pressure by Tanisha Henderson. Warrenton wants the last shot. I'd be surprised if they took it from the perimeter. They haven't, but oh no, and the floater put up by Frederick, and she put it up early with 18 seconds remaining. It's a 14-point Warrenton lead. Ellsbury will take the last shot, hopefully. Tyra Henderson to the glass, and she has it handed right back to her by Nelson, I believe. Dixon to Frederick. Frederick for three at the buzzer. Missed by a mile, but I admire the initiative. So after one half that is, 18-4 in Warrenton's favor. We'll be back in about 9 minutes.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
right, we're back with a fresh 8 minutes and still a 14-point Warrenton lead. The only difference being that when Warrenton came back out for the brief warm-ups that they just had, the outside shots that were missing the first time were falling. All right, and you heard Brittany Cogdell say you guys have to want it. And let's see if they do. On the court for Ellsbury, Madison Kinsler, Tanisha Henderson, Kaylee Martin, Claire Henry, and Megan Hagemeyer. And it's out of bounds. Last touched by Ellsbury. Riley Cox to Dixon, Dixon to Nelson. Pass just a little too high, but I think Ellsbury still touched it on its way out. We'll see. They did. Dixon with a dangerous pass into Nelson, but it found its mark. Nelson's shot was sloppy and ill-timed. That's my armchair quarterbacking for the night. Kinsler now with the double dribble. Dixon on the outside, a rare three-point attempt, and it's off the other side. Warrenton, surprise, surprise, gets the rebound. Pass down underneath to Nelson, whose shot doesn't fall, but she draws the foul, I think, against Hagemeyer. Yes. Hagemeyer's second. Nelson hits the first. And the second as well. It's a 16-point lead. Henderson brings it across and finds Martin, who falls out of bounds, but not before she manages to save the possession. And Tanisha Henderson lays one in off the glass to cut it back to 14. She is a firecracker out there.
I think she actually got that over Nelson, believe it or not.
Dixon to Nelson, Nelson off the glass. That one hurt. That one hurt. Anna St. Pierre is ready to check in. Henderson with the bounce pass to nobody, and Warrenton comes away with it.
This is definitely a different Ellsbury team than we've seen.
All right, and Claire Henry called for her first foul of the night. It sends Nelson back to the stripe. St. Pierre comes in for Hagemeyer. just like that, it's 24-6. Martin finds Henderson on the outside. Boy, she is just so confident as she dribbles against a much bigger Warrenton defender. Gets it into the hands of Kinsler. Kinsler to St. Pierre. And a timeout taken by Ellsbury. We'll be back.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, back with 5.5 remaining in the third. It's an 18-point Warrenton lead. Back out on the court for Ellsbury, St. Pierre, Kinsler, Henry, Henderson, and Martin. Nelson, Dixon, Cox, Smith, and Fry, I believe, back out for Warrenton. Dixon dribbles in and finds Nelson, who lays it in for 2 more.
That's 8 points for her just this quarter.
She's come alive in a totally different way. Not that she wasn't a factor before. Pass inside to St. Pierre at the high post. She kicks it back out to Kinsler. Kinsler with the bounce inside to Henry. And they kick it back out and start it all over. Baseline drive by Kinsler. She nearly steps out of bounds.
Oh.
Henry's shot attempt was shoved right back down her throat just about. Into the game, Tyra Henderson for Kaylee Martin. And number 1 and 33, I believe, just subbed in for Warrenton. That is Frederick and Payne. Nelson, that's rare. She had to give it up, kick it back outside. Not that time. Off the glass, and she draws the foul.
She's made it halfway to a 20-point quarter.
That one went against number 43, Tyra Henderson. And it looks like Josie Horn is getting ready to check in for Ellsbury. Yeah, the start of this third period is painful as the free throw misses and Ellsbury pulls down the rebound. Henderson with a three-point attempt that almost sank. I've got to give her credit.
Somebody's got to try.
And there you have Tyra Henderson breaking up the pass, but she's not going to be able to make it out of the backcourt without help, I don't think. There we go. There's a bounce pass into St. Pierre with her back up against.
There she goes.
The 6-footer. She kicks it back out to Henderson, who sank that one. It's 28-8. She brings it back to within 20. Frederick steps in, wanted the baseline drive, but had to kick it back out to Cox. Cox over to Smith on the left side. Smith with the drive inside, and the lay-in against St. Pierre, I believe.
Not going to call a kickball.
Henderson dribbles into 3 defenders and kicks it back out. And it ends up in the hands of Nelson for Warrenton. That was a sloppy turnover. Smith for the long 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Tanisha Henderson, and here she comes. Off the glass, no good. Claire Henry with the rebound. The putback is no good, and Warrenton hangs on. Frederick with a nice move inside. The shot didn't fall, but we've got a whistle. That's going to go against Lexi Frederick. And into the game for Ellsbury. Some wholesale changes. Josie Horn, Kaylee Martin, and Sydney Pickard. Boy, Martin hung on against 3 Warrenton defenders to I said to force the jump, but that's not true. That's a foul against number 33, Malaya Payne, her fourth, excuse me. Martin for 3, no good. We had a whistle, I think, just before the shot. Somebody threw something out onto the court.
Soda bottle.
I'm not sure I would have given that back if I was the ref. No. But then again, and Brittany Cokedale asking for that student to be removed, and I don't blame her, or at least not give him the bottle back. I find that to be ridiculous. Can you imagine what would have happened if 15 years ago 2 young Presswood boys had thrown a soda bottle out on the court with Jim Presswood anywhere near him?
Well, it would be easy to imagine because I wouldn't have went home.
Maybe more than 15 years now that I think about it. All right, I'm hearing jump ball. All right, the inbounds pass finds Pickard, who's hollering move, so nobody's running the play. I think that's a backcourt violation, courtesy of Ellsbury, and Warrenton gets it back. Oh, and Pickard with the near steal. And Martin with the near steal. They're aggressive. They're not being beaten up and down the court speed-wise. They're in the game. They're just not capitalizing on opportunities to score.
Yeah, this Warrenton team is very, very patient, very disciplined.
They are, and they still have Ellsbury fooled with that perimeter passing.
Warrenton holding for the last shot.
Into Nelson. Nelson's double teamed. Good work, Ellsbury. The baseline dribble. And she kicks it back out. The floater by Smith is no good. Neither's the putback, but we've got a whistle. It's going to go Ellsbury's way with 10 seconds left. That foul on number 4, Brooke Smith, who was trying to follow her shot, which is something I like to see that I don't think you see enough of. Here comes Martin. The Lady Indians want the last shot. Pickard with the baseline drive, and she kicks it back out to Martin, who draws the foul and draws the hard foul. That foul on number 1, Lexi Frederick, a block. Horn finds Martin. Martin for three. Oh, no good. But it looked good. So after three, it's 30-8. A 22-point Warrenton lead will return.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, down to the last 8. It's a slightly different perimeter passing combination. Dixon, Cox, and Smith into Nelson at the baseline, who walked bigger than life. Another pass into Dixon, and she makes good on the hook. All right, Sydney Pickard just lost it out of bounds for Ellsbury, and it's Warrenton's basketball again. Frederick set to check, to check back in for Warrenton. And there's a travel called, so they do know what it looks like. Martin brings it across for Ellsbury. There's a whistle on the play, and I think that one went against Lexi Frederick. Into the game again for Ellsbury. Claire Henry as Sydney Pickard takes a seat. Henderson into Hagemeyer, who nearly loses it but follows it out to the perimeter.
Picked up her dribble way too far out.
Yep. Josie Horn never even got a hand on it. Tanisha Henderson checks back in, and Kaylee Martin takes a seat. Dixon for three. Oh, I thought she might sink that. But the arch was a little too high, and it ended up on the other side of the rim. Henderson finds Henry. Henry gives it right back, and it ends up in the hands of Warrenton yet again. Frederick finds Nelson. Nelson off the glass, a rare miss. And Ellsbury has it. There's a whistle. It's going to go against number 14, I believe. Yes, that is Morgan Fry.
There you go.
That goes against Kayla Nelson, her second. And it sends Hagemeyer to the stripe, or it will after this Warrenton timeout, which is a full.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Oh, hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird luck showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, we're back, and Hagemeyer's trip to the charity stripe is unproductive. It's 32-8. And that's a blocking foul that's going to go against Claire Henry. Dixon inbounds to Frederick. Frederick for the three. It's off the rim. Josie Horn with the rebound, and she hung on long enough to get it into the hands of Henderson. That one is against Morgan Fry, and it sends Tanisha Henderson to the stripe. Number 33, Malaya Payne, comes in. It's Fry's second. Payne, I think, playing with 4 already, isn't she?
I think so.
The shot misses. Nelson has the rebound. On the baseline, Nelson throws one up. The prayer doesn't fall. And Ellsbury briefly had the rebound, but they threw the pass away. Here comes Dixon for the 2. No good. Nelson has the rebound. I don't think that shot's going to count, but let's see. No shot. But the shot, or the foul, I'm sorry, goes against Claire Henry. And Warrenton keeps the ball. The baseline drive into Nelson. Nelson's shot doesn't fall. She's fouled. That goes against number 25, Megan Hagemeyer. Nelson hits the first. And the second as well. Anna St. Pierre checks back in for Ellsbury, and Megan Hagemeyer has a seat. She's got 3 fouls now. Horn inbounds to Henderson in the backcourt. Oh, both Hendersons are in now. Tyra Henderson now with the ball. There's the drive all the way in, and oh, it's slapped away. Out of bounds, last touched by Nelson. So Ellsbury keeps it. Nice ball moving by Ellsbury. Claire Henry had a good shot opportunity. It didn't fall. Now she's double teamed. And it's a backcourt violation for Ellsbury as Tyra Henderson chases it across the timeline. I'm hearing a little bit of static in our headphones. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope for you folks at home that's not coming through. I'm going to turn things down just a bit. Frederick dribbles into the double team, and Henderson forces it right out of her hands. 2-on-1, and Henderson's layup is no good, but she draws the foul. Goes against Morgan Fry. Now playing with 3. Henderson's first shot misses. As does the second. She's just such a quick ball handler. I just now noticed that she's left-handed. Not that it matters, but off the glass is Payne. It's no good. There's the whistle on the play, and let's see. Well, Ellsbury ends up getting it back. I'm not exactly sure what the official call was. But Tyra Henderson has it now on the outside, finds Tanisha, who dribbles over to the right side. It wouldn't surprise me to see her take a shot, even against a defender that's about 1.5 feet taller. And a timeout taken by Ellsbury. And it's a 30-second. We'll be back.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your health care needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better health care. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
All right, 3:19. That's a quick fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, the score 34-8. Onto the court now for Ellsbury, Tyra and Tanisha Henderson, Josie Horn, Anna St. Pierre, and Claire Henry. Warrenton sends out Smith, Dixon, Frederick, Payne, and Fry. Dixon with the baseline drive, draws the foul, lays it in, and everything is coming up roses for Warrenton. That goes against Josie Horn. Dixon hits the charity shot. It's 37-8. Oh, and both Hendersons in trouble. Ellsbury was denied 3 or 4 times in rapid succession. They hung on. Here comes Tanisha Henderson all the way to the basket, unchallenged. The layup or lay-in didn't work, and Warrenton came away with it. Payne draws the foul against Horn, her second in less than 20 seconds. Payne hits the first. It's a 30-point game. She hits the second as well. Tyra Henderson from downtown misses, rebounded by Warrenton. Dixon all alone down there. She's stripped as she goes up, but there's a whistle that's going to go against Tyra Henderson, her second, I think. Her third, excuse me. She sinks it. Hits them both, 41-8. Henderson to Claire Henry. And we've got a whistle on the play. 14 red, that's Morgan Fry. And it sends Claire Henry to the stripe. She hits the first. We've got a running clock, so she's got just enough time to put up the second. And she does. 41-10. Payne off the glass, it's no good. Warrenton with the rebound and the putback. And no, they're saying Payne with the offensive foul on that one. So Ellsbury has 16 seconds worth of running clock. No, they don't. Nelson comes back in. And Payne has a seat. That was her fifth, that's why, I'm sorry. Tyra Henderson put up a three-point attempt at the buzzer, but it didn't hit anything, and so the final 41-10 in favor of Warrenton. With the loss, we will not do a player of the game interview, especially with our boys game getting ready to start right away. I am going to go ahead and announce our People's Bank and Trust player of the game as soon as we come back from this brief break.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, we're back, and just briefly I want to announce that tonight's People's Bank and Trust player of the game is Tanisha Henderson. even with the lopsided score, 41-10, when she came into the game, she lit up like a firecracker. I don't know that I ever saw her come back out of the game after she was in at some point in the middle of the first period. She was everywhere she was needed. She was doing what she needed to be doing, trying her best to force turnovers, taking the ball all the way to the glass against defenders, you know, that had her by a couple of feet easily. And a couple of times she even got that to work out for her. So that combination of aggression and drive and confidence did not go unnoticed tonight, Tanisha. You are tonight's People's Bank and Trust Player of the Game. Congratulations. In the meantime, we are set, or will be set, in about 14 minutes for the boys' game. In the meantime, we are going to go off the air for a little while and give you fans at home a break. I'm sure you're tired of listening to my voice. I would be. And we'll be back in a little while. right, fans, back now with just under 3 minutes remaining in warm-ups. And the roster for the Warrenton boys team is as follows. We still don't know starters. We'll see number 1, Dylan Chandler, a 5'10" senior guard. Number 2, Brett Smith, a 5'8" sophomore guard. Number 3, Brandon Molinari, a 6'1" senior guard and forward. Number 10, Randy McRoberts, a 6-foot senior guard. Number 11, Brady Nelson, a 6'1" junior guard. Number 12, Dylan Smith, a 5'10" sophomore guard. Number 15, Jake Tunioli, a 5'8" junior guard. Number 20, Brendan Smith, a 5'10" senior guard. Number 23, Caleb Strauss, a 6'8" senior forward. Number 25, Blaine Pringer, a 6'3" senior forward. Number 31, CJ Schwartz, I don't know how to pronounce that to tell you the truth, a 6'8" junior forward. And number 32, Dave Mueller, a 6'2" junior forward. The head coach for Warrenton's boys is Mark Thomas. The assistant coach is Ryan Coons. For Ellsbury, we're going to see number 2, Nathan Reed, a 6-foot junior guard. Number 4, Stephen Bodeker, a 5'11" junior guard. Number 10, Michael Kelly, a 6-foot senior guard. Number 11, Josh Jerkowski, a 6'1" senior guard. Number 12, Derek Taylor, a 6'3" junior guard and forward. Number 24, Jake Reimel, a 6-foot sophomore guard and forward. Number 44, Garrick Hill, a 6'6" junior forward. And number 54, Trevor Anthony, a 6'6" junior forward. I did see a few of our JV players warming up, but we'll have to see if they get in the game. And once again, I apologize, we do not have starter information for this boys game.
Now for tonight's varsity boys contest, as the host of this game, let's welcome our guests. Welcome our guests from Warrenton High School. Let's wish students from both schools good luck as we encourage all spectators at tonight's game to keep in mind the good sportsmanship is expected at Ellsbury High School. As we set good examples for our students, players, and youngsters in attendance. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First for Warrenton. Number 1, Dylan Chandler.
All right, starting for Warrenton, number 1, Dylan Chandler.
Number 3, Brandon Molinari.
Number 3, Brandon Molinari.
Number 10, Randy McRoberts.
Number 10, Randy McRoberts.
Number 15, Jake Tonioli.
Number 15, Jake Tonioli.
Number 23, Caleb Strauss.
And number 23, Caleb Strauss.
Now the starting lineups for Ellsbury Indians.
Starting for Ellsbury,
Nathan Reed.
number 2, Nathan Reed.
Number 12, Derek Taylor.
Number 12, Derek Taylor.
Number 24, Jake Reimel.
Number 24, Jake Reimel.
Number 44, Garrick Hill.
Number 44, Garrick Hill.
And number 54, Trevor Anthony.
And number 54, Trevor Anthony. The Ellsbury Indians are coached by Chad Twellman. And the assistant coach is Andrew Hopkins. Warrenton controls the tip-off by about a half mile. There's the pass inside. And number 23, Caleb Strauss. It's those open numbers on red that make me think that guy from Clarkson Eye Care was right. All right, 2-0 Warrenton, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Warrenton. Derek Taylor will inbound for Ellsbury. And he finds Hill. Hill gives it right back. Taylor for three, and it clips Webbing. That's a good start. 3-2, it's Ellsbury's lead. Oh, Brandon Molinari wanted the three. There's the three-point attempt. No good, rebounded by Hill. Into the hands of Reimel. Reimel gets it to Taylor near the top of the key. Taylor to Reed. Reed for a three from the right side. It rims in and out. There's a steal by Reed, and here he comes. It was a mismatch in terms of speed and power, and Reed had it knocked out of his hands. It's out of bounds, last touched by Warrenton. Reed wanted the foul. I'm not sure what that was. It was way too nonchalant, and we paid for it. The shot missed. Reimel briefly had the rebound. Anthony smothers it on the floor, and we've got a foul on number 15, Jake Tonioli. Derek Taylor with nowhere to go, and gets it to Hill in a sloppy way. Anthony now to the glass. The shot doesn't fall, but he drew the foul. Boy, he battled his way in there. That was impressive. That goes against Caleb Strauss, his first, and it sends Anthony to the stripe. Anthony hits the first, giving Ellsbury a 2-point lead. Second shot, rolls around the rim and then rolls off the rim. Bounce pass into Strauss at the high post. He spins and works his way all the way to the basket. Out muscles Trevor Anthony and puts one in off the glass. Hill finds his way in and gives Ellsbury a 6-4 lead. Josh Jerkowski set to check in. Warrenton for three, and it's good. That was
15.
Number 15, Jake Tonoli. Reed finds Hill. Hill with the baseline drive, and he lays it in. And all of a sudden, when Ellsbury's playing probably their toughest team of the year so far, they come alive and, you know, have some fire that they haven't had so far. I like to see that. It's 8-7, Ellsbury with a 1-point lead. Winfield for three from the top of the key. That was Dylan Chandler. Taylor finds Hill on the left side. Hill to Reimel. Reimel swings right to Reed. Reed's going to take it the whole way in. He walked. Yeah. As biased as I am toward Ellsbury, he walked. Anthony comes out, and Jerkowski goes in for him, excuse me. Excuse me, that last three-point shot came from Brandon Molinari, not Dylan Chandler. I'm having an awful time seeing those numbers. Molinari for three again.
Gets it again.
And he's got them back to back. Jerkowski has it knocked out of his hands. It was last touched by Warrenton as Michael Kelly comes in for Jake Reimel. Jerkowski inbounds to Hill. Hill's double teamed but manages to break free.
Loses it on the
his
way
trip
up.
to the basket.
You know, for being 6'8", Caleb Strauss hasn't proven to be much of a shot blocker yet.
No. Now, we watched him sink how many consecutive three-pointers, though, during warm-ups. And
I don't want to talk about that.
Grateful that he hasn't taken one so far. Warrenton for three, no good. That was Dylan Chandler.
Ooh.
Michael Kelly can't hang on. And just like that, it's a turnover, and the ball's back in the hands of Warrenton. My mistake, Ellsbury kept it. Nathan Reed now with the no-look pass to Derek Taylor. Taylor's three-point shot is no good. Warrenton has the rebound. And that was number 15, Jake Tonoli, all the way to the glass. Taylor finds Hill at the high post.
Oh.
He has it stripped right out of his hands. And it's laid in by Brandon Molinari as Coach Twellman takes Ellsbury's first time out of the game with 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the first. It's 17-8 in favor of Warrenton.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your health care needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better health care. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Back now out of the timeout, Michael Kelly, Josh Jerkowski, Derek Taylor, Garrick Hill, and Trevor Anthony out on the court for Ellsbury. Jerkowski from outside, it's off the iron. Rebounded by Strauss. Turnover forced by Ellsbury. Here comes Kelly. The long pass to Jerkowski. Jerkowski to Taylor, who gives it right back. And Michael Kelly steps out of bounds, which enrages Coach Twellman. I don't think he was mad at Kelly, though. I think he was mad at the pass. Warrenton for three.
Man.
Another one from the top of the key. That one was Dylan Chandler. Anthony at the high post finds Michael Kelly outside. Garrick Hill now dribbles in off the glass, and it's good for 2. He brings the game back to within 10 with over a minute remaining in the first. Warrenton finds Strauss down underneath. Strauss for the long 2, no good. Rebounded by Ellsbury. Here comes Michael Kelly, 3-on-1, and he throws it away. Strauss from the top of the key, rims.
In and out.
In and out.
Man.
That foul went against Derek Taylor, his first. And Warrenton has possession again. They're going to want the last shot, and there it is. And that was number 3, Brandon Molinari, who made it look easy. There's the buzzer, the score 23-10 after 1. We'll be back.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Have they made?
All right, back out onto the court for Ellsbury. Trevor Anthony, Nathan Reed, Garrick Hill, Josh Drakowski, and Michael Kelly. Reed for 3, no good. Rebounded by Drakowski, but I think it was over the back. No, excuse me. That's against Brandon Molinari. Drakowski finds Kelly, or was that Reed, who stepped inside for the long 2, making it 23-12. Jake Reimel set to come back in. Warrenton for 3.
Jesus.
And that was Jake Tonoli. (26-12). Trevor Anthony gets rid of it. Nathan Reed now near the top of the key steps in. Nice pass over to Drakowski, but Ellsbury not finding a penetration lane at all. Hill with the shallow baseline drive, and he kicks it back out to Reed from way outside. It's no good. Strauss with the rebound. Out of bounds, last touched. By Ellsbury. For three.
Good Lord.
Warrenton sinks another one. Again, number 15, Jake Tonoli. Garrick Hill finds his way inside and muscles one in. 29-14. It's going to take more than that. Inside to Strauss. Off the glass, he fails. And Ellsbury has the rebound. Nice pass. And then back out to Hill for three, no good. Josh Jerkowski comes out and Derek Taylor goes back in for Ellsbury. Anthony for two, it's off the glass. I thought it was going to bounce out, but it held on. Warrenton for three.
Again.
That was number one, Dylan Chandler. Nice pass into Hill, who lays it in off the glass. And Coach Twellman takes a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
All right, 4:29 remaining. Derek Taylor brings it across for Ellsbury and finds Reed on the left side. Reed into Hill. Hill muscles his way to the glass, but it doesn't fall. And now Hill and Strauss with a little contest that Ellsbury loses. That foul goes against Garrick Hill, his first. Warrenton for the two. That was number 10, Randy McRoberts. And it falls 34-18. Derek Taylor called for the travel. And Ellsbury's bench is furious. Strauss has it stripped away. And here comes Reimel. Reimel to Reed. Reed for three. No good. Where were our rebounders? Warrington for three. And that is number 3, Brandon Molinari. He has not missed tonight.
Nope, he's
from
got 4.
downtown. Here comes Garrick Hill for Ellsbury. Up against Strauss and gets it in. Good for him. He is not quitting, and he's not going anywhere quietly. Michael Kelly set to check back in for Ellsbury. Warrington for three, and it falls.
And hit it again.
That was number 15, Jake Tonoli. Reed finds Hill at the high post. Hill into Anthony, who's double teamed, but gets it in anyway. I love the spirit. And now a 30-second timeout called. We'll be right back.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay, Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
.159 remaining. The score 40-22 if you're just tuning in. Warrington with possession and a new face in the game, number 12, Dylan Smith. All the way to the glass is number 15, Jake Tonoli, and he converts. Here's Michael Kelly now for Ellsbury. There's the bounce pass to Anthony. Anthony kicks it back out to Jerkowski. Jerkowski now to Taylor. Taylor into Anthony at the high post. And it is picked off by Warrington. For three, the new guy fails. The first three-point attempt I've seen fail for Warrington all night. The push on number 11, Josh Jerkowski, his first. Warrington for the two. That was number 10, Randy McRoberts. Reimel with the baseline drive, draws the foul, and he's going to get the bucket too. That goes against number 15, Jake Tonoli, his second. All right, Reimel hits the shot. It's 44-25 with under 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Strauss to the basket. The shot doesn't fall, no foul. Anthony with a long and dangerous pass to Jerkowski. Jerkowski to the basket. No shot, 11 seconds. Here comes Warrenton all the way to the hole. And I can't believe that wasn't a charge. Blocking foul, my aorta. On Trevor Anthony. And the first charity shot is good. That's number 15, Jake Tonoli at the stripe, 45-25. And he sinks both into the game now for Warrenton. Number 11, Brady Nelson, who I don't know if that's the brother of the Nelson that did so much damage inside during the girls' game.
If it is, he didn't get any of her size.
Michael Kelly brings it down for Ellsbury. The shot is no good. He gets the rebound and the putback at the buzzer. 46-27 at the half in favor of Warrenton, and we will be back.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
All right, welcome back, fans. Here at the start of the third quarter, it's 46-27 in Warrenton's favor. All right, Ellsbury sends Trevor Anthony, Garrick Hill, Nathan Reed, Jake Reimel, and Derek Taylor out there. Warrenton sends Randy McRoberts, Caleb Strauss, Brandon Molinari, Dylan Chandler, and Jake Tonoli. There's a foul on Derek Taylor, his second. That one's going to go against Jake Reimel, his first. Nice steal by Nathan Reed. Let's see if he can go all the way and convert. Nice spin move. The shot doesn't fall. Trevor Anthony has the rebound. He can't get it put back up, but he does draw the foul. All right, so Trevor Anthony goes to the stripe, and the foul went against Dylan Chandler. The charity stripe misses, or the charity shot misses, rather.
Ellsbury certainly seems to be coming out a little more aggressive than they were in the first half.
Anthony hits the second. It's 46-28. Strauss finds Tonoli on the outside. And there's Strauss for the two. No good. Rebounded by Tonoli, who steps back out, and Warrenton resets the whole thing. Strauss to the basket. I thought for a second he was going to dunk. That makes it 48-28. Garrick Hill with the bounce pass to Anthony. Anthony's shot no good. Rebounded by Warrenton. That one went against Nathan Reed, his first. From the top of the key, a rare miss by Warrenton, and I think that's another foul on Jake Reimel. Warrenton inbounds, and there's a baseline drive all the way to the basket by, was that at number 11? Number 10, Randy McRoberts. Garrick Hill to the basket for Ellsbury. No shot, but the whistle. That's going to go against Brandon Molinari, his second. Hill's first shot misses. That conversation down there as Hill hits the second between Coach Twellman and one of the referees did not satisfy Coach Twellman at all. Warrenton for three, no good, rebounded by Strauss, whose reverse rattles in.
Somehow
it's
he got that one in.
52-29. Hill off the glass, no good. Ellsbury with their own rebound. Taylor, the baby hook, rolls out. Hill's putback is no good. 3 missed opportunities by Ellsbury. And Jake Reimel strips Warrenton of the ball, but he's got nowhere to go, and instead of dribbling into the triple team, he gets it to Nathan Reed. Reed for three, it's off the front. He gets the rebound. Anthony off the glass.
Good move.
He gets it to drop, and he's going to go to the line. In for Ellsbury, Michael Kelly and Josh Drakowski. Nathan Reed and Jake Reimel take a seat. Number 12, Dylan Smith in for Warrenton. As number 3, Brandon Molinari takes a seat. Anthony hits the shot. It's 52-32. The floater by Warrenton hits nothing. They get the rebound for three, no good, rebounded by Drakowski. Anthony at the high post, kicks it back out to Drakowski, who steps in for the two. No good. It's out of bounds, last touched by Warrenton. And Brady Nelson checks in for Warrenton. Number 10, Randy McRoberts takes a seat. Derek Taylor looking to inbound and does to Drakowski. Drakowski has nowhere to go, finally gets it back to Taylor. And that's a blocking foul on Dylan Smith. Michael Kelly for three, and he buries it. Ellsbury is awake. Warrenton for the three. No good, rebounded. Well, they get the rebound. And Jake Tonoli lays it back in. Into Hill, who takes it all the way to the basket before handing it over to Anthony. Anthony was stripped. Hill got it back and put it in. It's 54-37. Nathan Reed is set to check back in for the Indians. Warrenton on the outside, where they're suddenly a little less comfortable than they've been the whole game. As I say that, they miss another three. Here comes Derek Taylor. Garrick Hill dribbles into the high post before giving it up to Kelly. Kelly swings around into the double team. Hill now hangs on and gets it back out to Michael on the outside. Nice move to the basket.
Beautiful.
By Garrick Hill. And he brings Ellsbury within 15. That's a blocking foul against Michael Kelly. His first. Jake Reimel checks in, and so does Nathan Reed. Derek Taylor and Trevor Anthony take a seat. Pardon me. The floater by Dylan Chandler is good, and it puts Warrenton back up by 17. Nathan Reed, nice pass to Michael Kelly. It was misread. Jerkowski now for three. It's off the back, and Nathan Reed hits the ground hard. That foul against number 24, Jake Reimel. And Warrenton with possession. For three, and ooh, in and out. But Strauss has the rebound. He does not have the putback. There's Strauss with the rebound again, and Reimel with his fourth foul. That'll bring Derek Taylor back in. Strauss hits the first. Hits the second as well. It's a 19-point game. No, a 20-point game. No, a 19-point game. They changed the scoreboard. Okay. Warrenton with the basketball. The baseline drive. They kick it out, or kick it into Strauss, who loses it. Here comes Garrick Hill. No shot. Red 10 is Randy McRoberts. Trevor Anthony checks back in, and Garrick Hill is going to take a seat and get a well-deserved rest. Hill finds Kelly with a nice bounce pass to Anthony.
Beautiful pass.
And Anthony makes good for two. 58-41 with under 50 remaining in the third. And for three is Brandon Molinari, and he hits again.
I think that's the first one they've got this quarter, actually.
What's that?
I think that's the first three they've got this quarter.
Yeah, but he hasn't taken one and missed, I don't think.
No.
Jerkowski for three from the top of the key, no good. Strauss with the rebound, less than 10 seconds. And there's the whistle with 3.9. And another kicked ball. Warrenton fails to get off the shot at the buzzer. So after 3, the score is 61-41, still in Warrenton's favor, and we'll be back.
Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Ellsbury Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Down to the final 8 once again. Ellsbury with possession, and Nathan Reed inbounds at the timeline to Derek Taylor. Taylor with nowhere to go. Finally gives it up to Hill. Hill to Michael Kelly. Kelly for 3, no good. Ellsbury with the rebound. Taylor from the top of the key.
There you go.
Buries one. There we go, guys. Warrenton from the top of the key. That was
Not
number
even close.
2, Brett Smith. Missed everything.
Oh.
Taylor turns it over, and there's the lay-in by number 10, Randy McRoberts. Nathan Reed loses it out of bounds. It lands in the hands of Coach Twellman, who is frustrated this evening, let's just say. And Mr. Strauss, no, believe it or not, that's Garrick Hill with another foul. I thought I saw Strauss bump him like 3 times.
Coach Twellman, at the end of the 3rd quarter, was telling one of the refs to watch 23. Apparently he's doing some things in the paint he shouldn't be.
I see. Well, he sinks the first charity stripe. You read those lips, huh? And he hits both. It's 65-44, a 21-point game. Reed inside to Anthony at the high post. He kicks it back out to Michael Kelly, whose 3-point attempt isn't any good. It's out of bounds. They're saying Warrenton touched it last. Into the game for Warrenton, number 25, Blaine Pringer. Number 23, Caleb Strauss, takes a seat. Reed for 3, no good. Rebounded by Anthony, who backs his way in. No shot, but he's hacked. Anthony's first shot misses. He sinks the second, bringing it back to within 20. And there's a timeout taken by Warrenton with 6:01 remaining in the game. We'll be back.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay, Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
All right, I don't note any substitutions coming out of that timeout. Warrenton inbounds. Nice. Nathan Reed deflects the pass. And Reed again comes away with a steal. Here comes Garrick Hill. Back to Reed, Reed for three, and he buries it. 65-48. That is Logan Anthony with the foul. Trevor, excuse me. I'm remembering his big brother. Actually, I think Trevor's taller than his big brother now. I don't know. Anthony's third. Josh Drakowski comes in for Michael Kelly. The free throw misses at 65-48. Just over 5 remaining. Reed finds Drakowski over on the right side. Drakowski to Garrick Hill. Hill inside to Taylor at the baseline. And they restart the whole thing. And Derek Taylor with a nice move to the basket. He gets the shot and the foul. Are they saying 25? Yes, Blaine Pringer with his second. That brings Ellsbury to within 15. Taylor hits the bucket. It's a 14-point game. For three. Warrenton misses, but they get the rebound, and they miss the putback. What do you know? Drakowski has it stripped. That was an important opportunity. Warrenton's drive doesn't convert. Hill with the rebound. This game has suddenly changed, and Coach Twellman takes another Ellsbury timeout, this one a full.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home. to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, and Coach Twellman excited coming out of that timeout. You could hear him saying, "I love your effort, guys." So he's happy with what he's seeing in some ways. Jerkowski finds Hill in the backcourt. Hill dribbles through the double team, takes it all the way to the hole, and gets it to fall. One more of those will bring it within 10.
Warrenton seems a little more reluctant to shoot the three this quarter.
A little bit. That was a foul we didn't need. It's going to go against Trevor Anthony, his fourth. Michael Kelly's going to have to come in. Trevor Anthony waves it off. We'll see. And Molinari hits the first. Now Trevor Anthony's going to come out. Molinari drains the second. It's a foul against Dylan Chandler, his second, and it sends Garrick Hill to the stripe. Hill hits the first. All right, timeout taken, and it looks to be a full. We'll be back.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back now with 3:27 remaining. And Hill's shot misses. Nice pressure applied by Ellsbury now. And they force the turnover. Here comes Michael Kelly, 2-on-1, and he gets it to fall. 67-56 now. Warrington for two, and it doesn't fall.
Back.
And there is Warrington with the foul. That's Strauss, his third. Hill hits the first, and it is a 10-point game. And he drains the second. The lead cut now to single digits for Warrington. There's the inbounds pass to Strauss. And Nathan Reed with the foul. His second. Would you have fouled right then?
I don't think at this point, no.
Garrick Hill and Trevor Anthony set to check back in. Reed looked like he was surprised that he had just kind of reached in without meaning to, but I don't know.
Well, it's kind of your natural instinct.
Warrington hits the first. That's Jake Tonioli. Out of the game for Ellsbury are Jake Reimel and Josh Jerkowski, both of whom get a well-deserved round of applause. And Tonioli hits the second.
Oh,
and there is traveling called against Derek Taylor.
And he had a wide open lane down the left side of the court. Coach Twellman is not happy.
That foul's going to go against Michael Kelly. It looked like Dylan Chandler was trying to throw an elbow, but maybe something happened first that I missed. Doesn't matter anyway. It's going to go against, or it's going to send Jake Tonioli to the stripe. So it must have been Tonioli who looked like he was getting ready to throw an elbow. A couple of those guys look alike, and I'm still struggling with the clear numbers, the white outlines on red. All right, it is out of bounds. Last touch by Warrington. So with 2:17, Ellsbury gets it back. Warrington with an 11-point lead, and Garrick Hill is limping. Reed with a great pass to Trevor Anthony, who kicks it out to Derek Taylor. Taylor for
He's
three,
got it.
and he buries it from the top of the key. This game is within 8. The floater for Warrenton doesn't fall. Taylor to Hill. Hill for three. No good. Rebounded by Warrenton. That one looked good when it left his hand, but so now we're going to have some clock stoppage. And there's a timeout taken by Warrenton. That'll work. It's a full.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
.119 remaining in this game, an 8-point lead for Warrenton, who at one point led by, I don't think they've had a 20, I want to say 28 was their largest lead. I don't think they've had a 30, have they?
I don't believe so, no. They went into the locker room at the half with a sizable lead, that's for sure. The Warrenton shooting has been a lot quieter the second half.
And I don't think Ellsbury followed the plan coming out of that timeout.
Doesn't look that way.
That foul's going to go against Garrick Hill, and it sends number 1 Dylan Chandler to the stripe. Chandler misses. The second one drops. It's 70-61. All right, and another timeout. This one taken by Coach Twellman. 107 remaining, and it's a 70-61 Warrenton lead.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, it's gotten very quiet in this gym. Nine points, just over a minute. Can they do it?
I don't know. Wish I had an answer.
Reed inbounds to Jerkowski near the timeline. Jerkowski gives it right back. Michael Kelly now goes all the way in. Off the glass, it's no good. Strauss with the rebound. That makes it very unlikely that Ellsbury's going to pull ahead. And Derek Taylor is going to get the foul. The shot attempt wouldn't have mattered anyway. That's Taylor's third. All right, Dylan Chandler heads to the stripe and misses the first. The second one misses, and here comes Nathan Reed. Nice pass to Kelly, who gives it back. Reed for three. In and out.
In and out.
Stop the clock. That'll do it.
They do.
That's on Nathan Reed, his third. The free throw put up by Brandon Molinari finds Purchase. It's a 10-point game. He hits the second as well. I don't think he's thrown up anything that hasn't fallen all night long.
Very few.
Kelly for three, no good. Hill with the rebound. And the putback. It's too little too late, I'm afraid.
Oh. Oh.
We're going to stay with you instead of running a commercial.
Ellsbury may have just been robbed of a steal.
Yeah, I think that was bogus. You know, we're coming out of Thanksgiving and told to be grateful for things, and it occurs to me how grateful I am not to have gone to high school with any of the Barones sitting in front of us right now. These three guys are real gems, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but none of the three of them could dribble a ball if their life depended on it.
Probably not. Generally, I don't say things like that, but they've been nothing but an annoyance from start to finish, so why not? It's another foul on Nathan Reed, his fourth. Michael Kelly and Josh Jerkowski set to check in. All right, and the first free throw put up by Randy McRoberts is good. The second one falls. It's an 11-point game again with about 10 seconds remaining, so I think this one is over as Garrick Hill heads to the basket and his shot is rejected. Nice feed from Derek Taylor into Hill, who lays one in off the glass to cut the lead to 9. That's going to do it. Ellsbury ends things, only losing by single digits. It's 74-65 for our final. And I don't think I'm going to cut to a commercial. I won't do a player of the game interview with the loss, but I am going to go ahead and name Garrick Hill as our People's Bank and Trust player of the game. He hustled all night long, not like the rest of them did, but you could tell he really wanted to win this game. He muscled the ball in at every opportunity, fought for every possession, played out of position sometimes. I looked up and saw him playing the perimeter, which is not anywhere he really belongs, but he was doing the best that he could. He played with a lot of heart and a lot of fire, and I was impressed. So congratulations, Garrick Hill, our People's Bank and Trust player of the game. So with that, dual losses being handed to Ellsbury by Warrenton, we're going to go ahead and sign off. For our fans at home, have a good night, and thanks for watching.